That's a ride body beat.
Yo, what's going on, Panther Nation? Welcome back to Carolina's Armchair GM. I am your host, CJ. All right, what's going on, everybody? Here with the Sunday stream. And happy Sunday to everybody out there. If you're joining me, glad you can join me. I really appreciate it. Okay. Wanted to do something real quick today. Camp, excuse me, training camp starts tomorrow. The rookies report, and this is something that I try to do every year. I wanted to do a kind of like a pre-camp roster just to show you everybody who's on the roster and give my predictions of who I think is going to make the roster pre-camp, and then we'll go back after camp, after the roster cuts and everything. Now they do a final roster cut. There's not a roster cut like, every week. So we have to wait until the final cut where they get down to the 53-man roster. Currently at 90. So let's just see who's all on this roster. And I'll give you my humble predictions of who I think is going to make the roster now. And then we'll go back and compare that afterwards. All right. So again, thank everybody for joining me. I appreciate y'all showing up here on this lovely Sunday here in Charlotte, North Cackalack. And again, as always, everybody, if you're watching this, number one, thank you. Number two, make sure you hit the like, follow, subscribe on whatever platform you're on. Also, you can catch me on all social media at Armchair GMCJ, as you see right there on the banner. And again, thank you for all the love and support. All right, let's get to some of the comments here. Um, my man, the car. Just when I was sitting around ducking my family reunion, wondering what I was going to do, CJ came through. Hey, well, I'm glad I could help, man. This is kind of a last minute thing. I was actually working on these slides Friday, and to be honest with you, I got tired of them because I'll show you in a second. I'll show you in a second why I got sick and tired of messing with them. So yesterday I didn't do it, and today I was like, let me go ahead and finish these bad boys up because camp starts tomorrow. And then we got some good news yesterday too, and I was like, all right, well, bet let me go on here and talk about that the day before everything kicks off tomorrow. But yeah, happy to help out, Nicole. Nick Tri-State, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yes, and as he says, like and subscribe and share, please. Thank y'all. Slick Vic, yo, what's going on? How you doing? Said Nick talked so much that I read that in his voice. I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it too. Supernova Moore, what's good with you, man? How you doing? South Cac, stand up. 2 states, 1 team. Nah, okay. All right. If you say so. And Nick laughing at the car. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Okay, so and I messed my slides up. And I messed them up, but yeah, here we go. All right, as always, thank you to the front office members. I appreciate all the love and support. Those of you that are not front office members, if you would like to join, the link on YouTube is in the it's in the description. Okay. And again, thank you to all my front office members. I appreciate all the love and support. And again, as I've said lately, I know the content has been null and void here lately, but that will change as we get closer to the season. All right. And again, I thank y'all so much. Fantasy football. Again, like I keep saying, fantasy football, I'm gonna do a couple leagues at least. Okay. We'll see how the how many people want to join. I mean, hell, if we can get 4 or 5 or 6 leagues going, I'm all for it. So fantasy football coming next month. Y'all just stay tuned and keep a lookout for it. I will make sure I put out notice on all my social media platforms. If you want to join, I'll send you the link and we'll go from there. All right. Okay, so some big news that happened yesterday. Nic Scourton signed his contract, y'all. All right, so we have been speculating about when he was going to sign his contract, along with damn near every other second round pick out there, except for like 2 or 3, which was Alfred Collins, Jaden Higgins, and Carson Schwetzinger. I hope I said that right. From the 49ers, Texans, and the Browns, respectively. Okay. Now, so Nic Scourton signed his contract, so he will be available tomorrow at training camp. And like I said on the Thursday live, I'm sure Nic Scourton was probably in Charlotte. He's here. He probably in the building. And they made it happen, got him signed. So his contract on the pay scale was, let me see, he signed a $8.6 million deal. 8,600,000, $6,818. Okay. And that is what he signed, including a $2,899,504 signing bonus. Now, the only thing I could not find, like most of these other contracts, is what his guaranteed money was. Okay, like how much of it is guaranteed. Like all these other contracts, you've been hearing them saying that, I have a $10 million deal, 8 million is guaranteed. I haven't been able to find that yet for Nic Scourton. Spot track, over the cap, they still have him as having one of those undrafted free agent contracts. They don't have the information yet. But as soon as I get it, I'll make something and we'll go through exactly, what Nick got. Okay. Because like I said on Thursday, everybody was waiting for basically one of these teams to fold, and be like, hey, let's go ahead and get people in and sign them, because the Texans and the Browns gave their second round picks a fully guaranteed their whole contracts. Okay. So everybody else in the second round was sitting there waiting around like, hey, well, let me see if I can get my whole contract guaranteed as well. Some of them have signed, got their whole contract guaranteed, some of them haven't. Like Alfred Collins that I mentioned the other day, I think he has about 85% of his contract guaranteed. Tyler Show. Tyler Show, who I was talking about on Thursday for the Saints. His contract fully guaranteed. Okay? Fully guaranteed. So we'll see, I mean, is it one of those things where he's battling for the starting quarterback job? Maybe that's something maybe that's one of the reasons why they gave him his fully guaranteed contract. I don't know. So we'll see. All right. Let me see. The card said Tar Heels got no respect. Your coach is being controlled by a basically teenager. Hold on, you talking about Belichick? Or you talking about Hubert Davis? Yeah, let me know which one. Cause all I said was North Cackalack, and you on a tangent, Nakari. I don't know where all this is coming from, brother. Oh, SC Panthers boy 803. What's going on with you? How you doing? Slick Vic said fire. Yep, he got signed. SC Pace for what's going on, man? How you doing? Let me see. Man's got a full guarantee to be replaced by Arch next year. Man, let me tell you. I hope the Saints are bad, but I hope they're not bad enough that they they get Arch Man next year. Let me just say that. Yeah. Oh, Belichick. But man, don't worry about Bill Belichick, man. Let me tell you. Hey, the Tar Heel football team gonna make some noise this year. Leave Belly alone, man. Leave him alone. I said chilling, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. One more. Mr. Hunky Dory, what's going on? The last 18 USD was for Little Caesars, 3 meat, and a Dr. Pepper. Don't ask how I know, but I know. Okay. All right, gotcha. Gotcha. All right, y'all. So again, Nic Scourton signed his contract. He will be at camp tomorrow. Everything is good. The 8 draftees that the Panthers drafted, they are all signed now. And it's crazy because going into the draft, we had 9 picks, and I was like, there's no way we're going to end up with 9. I thought we might end up with 5 or 6. I'm thinking that Dan and Dave and Brent and all them, they're gonna do some willing and dealing, get some more picks, whatnot. I think they did trade 1 pick away. But they ended up getting I think they traded more than 1 pick away, but ended up getting one of them back. So we ended up with 8 draft picks instead of 9. Hey, it's what it is. But I do like this draft, and I'm glad that everybody has signed. All right. So now let's go ahead and move on. And per usual here, I am going to drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up here and hold on. Let me get this out the way and pin it. All right. So if anybody wants to come up here and chit chat about the roster as I go through it, feel free. I appreciate you. All right, let's go here. Okay. Now, start with the quarterbacks. Nothing, like I was saying, nothing to see here. Keep it moving. Bryce Young's a starter. Andy Dalton's a backup. You got Jack Plummer and Ethan Gabbers, who's an undrafted free agent out of UCLA. Okay. I think the only The only real competition here is, who's going to be the practice squad QB. And not saying that trying to disrespect anybody, Plummer or Gabbers, but it'll probably come down to those two. The edge is probably going to Plummer probably has the edge right now. He was the practice squad QB last year. I think Gabbers is going to have to come out and just, blow the roof off everything. But we'll see. We shall see. Um, Let me see. Yeah, nothing more to say about this one. Like I always say about Bryce Young. If y'all saw my live, not this past live, but the week before, when I did kind of my preview on the offense, my biggest concern for the offense going into this season is this young man right here, Bryce Young. Okay, and I say that because I think his Panther fans, and I think for the people in the building, the coaches, everybody, they want to see this young man get off to as hot of a start as he ended the season last year. Okay. I don't think the Panthers can afford to come out of the gate slow this year like we did last year. God forbid they come out and God forbid he comes out and it's New Orleans and LA all over again, and God, Lord help us if Dave has to bench him after 2 games again this year, which I don't think is going to happen. But still, he has to come out of the gates fast this year. All right. Or at least not as slow as we did last year. All right. I think we need to put some wins on the board early on in the season. All right. And as everybody likes to say, and which is true, it all starts with the QB. All right. And these are our QBs, and our starting QB is Bryce Young. Okay. Let me see. Rock Jones, what's going on? He said, "What's good, cousin? Did Scourton get a fully guaranteed contract?" I don't know. He got he signed his rookie deal, 8.8 million dollars, and he got $2.8 million signing bonus. But what I haven't been able to figure out yet is that if all of it is guaranteed or not. Because with all these other signings, hey, blah 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 has reached a deal with yada 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 on a so and so contract and fully guaranteed or this much guaranteed. And of course, with Nic Scourton, yeah, he signed his contract and he got a signing bonus and that's it. So like I said, once they updated on Spot Track or over the cap or and maybe if y'all know, let me know. I haven't seen anything that says how much of it's guaranteed or not. But I guess once we figure it out, I'll let you know. Let me see. Don't let certain people have time to talk about Plumber. Hey, let me tell you, man, there were people last year. I know a lot of people put Plumber in. Put Plumber in, man. He can do better than Bryce. Put him in. Look at that arm. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. All right, gotcha. Jags fan talk too much shit. They have to come out strong. We need them. We need to pounce them. Man, let me tell you. Let me tell you, Jacksonville. Oh, let me tell you, their fans are they are on cloud 9 right now. They're like they got Hunter. They got Brian Thomas Jr. down there. You got Trevor Etienne. No, Travis Etienne. You got Trevor Lawrence. Hey, you can't tell them boys nothing. Nothing. I just hope that this revamped defense can come out here this year and humble them in week 1. So we'll see. Because let me tell you, Travis Hunter is supposed to go out there and catch for about 150 yards, and he's supposed to shut down every wide receiver that we have all at the same time. So yeah, we'll see. Yep. All right. Okay, so those are our quarterbacks. All right. Now let's move on to the offensive line. All right. So we have our starters, Big Ika Mikwanu, Damian Lewis, Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt, and Taylor Moton. Okay, this is the same starting lineup that we had last year. Now it should be the same starting lineup we have again this year. Um, but but we don't know yet. Is there a battle brewing between Corbett and Mays for that starting center job? Okay. Austin Corbett got hurt after oh God, was it the Raiders game or the Bears game he got hurt in? And he was out for the rest of the season. Cade Mays at the time was cut off the initial 53-man roster. And when the Panthers signed him back, he was on the Giants 53-man roster. And then I think he came back and started that next game in Germany against the Giants. Now is our first win of the second win of the season. Okay. But and it's funny, I kind of look into these little things, but try not to make too much of it. But then again, sometimes I do try to make too much of it. If because I got the picture of Corbett off of the Panthers Facebook page. And if you they did like a little photo shoot or whatnot. But if you go and look at their Facebook page and look at their recent photos, they'll have a photo with them with the helmet off and with the helmet on. But the picture of Corbett kind of just with his helmet on like this, like adjusting or whatever. But the picture of Mays with his helmet on is Mays down, in the position getting ready to hike the ball. And and me personally, I'm just like, is that a telltale sign, or not? At this point, am I just making stuff up? So we'll see. We'll see. All I know is Cade Mays was the 8th best center, according to PFF, in the down the stretch last year. Okay, the 8th best center down the stretch in PFF last year. Oh well, not down the stretch, but when he came back, because he came back, and I think he missed one game. If I do believe that was the oh goodness, it might have been the Tampa Bay game. One of those games, Brady Christensen started at center. Okay. But Cade Mays was solid. He was solid for the rest of the season. So we'll see. All right. But one interesting thing here, kind of like this past year, but nothing anywhere near 2023. I love the depth on the line. Okay. You got Brady Christensen who can play center and guard. You got Cade Mays who can play center and guard. Okay. You got Jared Kingston, Chandler Zavala. Zavala got in some time last year as well. Yash Nyman. Now, mind you, the only spot that I'm kind of in on is the tackle spot, and specifically Nyman. Okay. I looked at some tape. The games that Brady Christensen played at left tackle, he actually looked pretty decent. He looked pretty decent. He looked a lot better than Nyman did. Nyman didn't look bad the entire time. He played a couple games, but I forgot the other game he played. But the one game everybody remembers was the Dallas game. When him and Icky just got they got their ass whooped that game. They got worked all the way over. So we'll see. And then nothing too special here, but can any of these guys at the bottom, make enough noise to position themselves to, maybe be on the roster? But last year the Panthers carried 5 starters and 5 backups. Okay. 5 starters and 5 backups. All right, hold on. Hold on one second. I am trying to see, and I can't do it. Okay. All right, trying to see if I can get the dark mode on this Owl Lad site, but I cannot. All right, so that's our offensive line right there. I think we're going to see the same lineup from last year, if there's not a battle at center. Okay, if there is, it might be K Mays instead of Corbett. I think that'll be the only change we see. All right. Let me see. Those fans gassing up Trevor Lawrence for years just for him to disappoint nearly every year. Now, hey, I ain't gonna talk too much junk about Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a good QB, but yeah, nah, I think we're gonna go down there and show him what's what. Carr said, Cade winning that job. Man, hey, let me tell you, I kind of agree with you. I don't think it's just a a guarantee that Austin Corbett is going to come back and have this job. I do think he's going to have to put in some work. We go out there and K Mays just go out there and starts balling. I mean, hey, get a man his job back. Whatever makes us a better team, I'm down for it. Yep. T. Thompson, what's going on? Brady can play center, guard, and tackle. Yes, he can. Yes, he sure can. And he started at all 3 of those spots last year. He started 2 games at center, a couple games at guard, maybe 1 game at guard, and I want to say a game or 2 at left tackle, replacing Icky. Okay. So yes, he is very, and the crazy thing is, I did not think that Christensen would be back this year. Not at all. I did not think he would be here at all. At all. I thought there was going to be a team that went and signed him, and the Panthers were going to be like, well, we lost out on another one. But he is back, so, and I'm glad. SCP, I pray Najman doesn't see the field. Dude, like he was on a slip and slide out there on the field. Yes, 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 yes. I kind of have those same thoughts and prayers. Lord willing. But yeah, but if he does get out there and play, I pray that he finds himself and finds his feet and and finds some footing out there so he doesn't look like he's on a slip and slide again. So we'll see. All right. Chris Norkett. I hope I said that right. What's going on with you? How you doing? Brady is going to replace Motton at you think Brady's going to replace Motton after this season? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That might be an option. That might be an option. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay. Do you think we have Motton's replacement on the roster now, like Chris said, Brady gonna take his spot next year? Or do you think the Panthers say one of the best case scenarios, we go out there, we have a decent season, maybe we make the playoffs, or maybe we're real close to making the playoffs, okay, and we don't have that high of a draft pick. Hopefully, hopefully we don't have a top 10 pick this year, and I only say that because hopefully we win more games, right? Do you think the Panthers should go after, another right tackle in the draft, first, second round, or maybe go with Brady? Definitely not Najman. Definitely not Yash. Oh no, 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 no. I would park my minivan outside of Bank of America Stadium and protest if that happens. Yes, they would have to get the record to come and move me if that happens. Yes, yes. But let me know what y'all think. Eric Blair, what's going on with you? Run game will be much better because the line will gel quickly. Yeah, yeah. And the crazy thing is, as good as it looked last year, they go back, they look at the tape again. They're coming into the season. They all know each other. They had a whole off season to look back, maybe work on some things. Because like I said about the defense, where there was communication issues at time. If you go back and look at the tape for the Panthers, they had some communication issues as well on the offensive line. Wasn't anything major, but a lot of the pressures that Bryce Young got was because somebody tried to double team another player that was already handled. And then they ended up just standing there like this, like, while this other dude is running past him going to Bryce. But luckily down the stretch, Bryce was able to, juke and dodge and get out of the way of most of the pressure that came his way. He definitely wasn't under as much pressure as he was his rookie year, which was a great thing. Okay. But the crazy thing was he had to figure out that he wasn't under that much damn pressure, because in week 1 and 2, it's like his internal clock was like, all right, 1, 2, gotta go. Got to get rid of it, gotta throw. And it wasn't like that. He was running out of clean pockets. He was throwing too quick out of clean. All he had to do was sit there sometimes and be a little patient. And I'm glad he kind of figured that out going towards the end of the season, and hopefully he can build on that. But yeah, man, I like our offensive line. I like our depth, and we should be good. Nicard said the whole O line coming back shows that Dave and Dan are building something special, and the players believe in it. Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree. Motton replacement is not on the roster. Okay. He also says Motton coming back for 2 more years. Now Motton did say he think he had another contract in him. Okay. And if I'm Dave, if I'm Dan, if you sign Motton back for another contract, which I would not be mad at all if they did. Okay, we'll see what's going on. I wouldn't be mad if they did sign him back for another contract. But like I was saying, you go ahead and go get his replacement now in next year's draft or free agency or whatever. All right. Nick, what's going on, man? How you
Yo,
doing?
what up? What up, man? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you, player.
How you doing?
But give I'm doing good,
Oh
man. I'm
yeah, I'm
doing
rocking
good.
out. I'm in the cut with me on mute.
Okay. Hey, well, give me your give me your thoughts, man. What you think about if you want to talk about the quarterbacks or style we on that offensive line, man? Give me your thoughts.
Well, I think the offensive line, to be honest, I think it's the strength of our offense. Of honestly, it might be the strength of our team. I think the offensive line might be the strength of the complete team. I don't know. Would you agree with me on that? Possibly, CJ.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's a given at this point. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. I think a lot of people would be like, "Oh, well, that's not a good thing." I think it's a great thing when the offensive line is the strength of your team. You know, that means you have a good
Oh yeah.
base. As you
Mm-hmm.
know, in football, if you can't protect the quarterback or create running lanes, you ain't gonna do nothing. So
Facts.
it's one of those good things. I think we have a great starting five. I think we have a great depth. You know, Brady Christensen's a Swiss Army knife. Cade
Mm-hmm.
Mays provides versatility. You know, Yosh is a swing tackle. He can play right or left side. So it's a good thing, man. You know, Chandler Zavala's, you know, few years in. You know, hopefully he's uh cleaned up some things. But yeah, man, I
Yeah.
think the offensive line is solid. I think we have one of the best right sides in football with Hunt and Motton. You know,
Facts.
Corbett was playing great football until he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he could string, you know, hopefully he could stay healthy. If Icky could take that step forward, and what I mean by that is just I think he's great run blocking. He doesn't have to, you know, if he could obviously become better, we'll take that. But if he
Yeah.
can become more productive as a pass blocker, you know, obviously I think we'll take that. And, you know, he's got to bet on himself, right? I think that's why the Panthers are holding off on paying him because they're waiting to see if he takes that next step as far as a pass blocker. We all know he's a great run blocker. He
Yeah.
can, you
Mm-hmm.
know, he can get to the second level and, you know, block multiple people on a play, but, you know, as a left
Mm-hmm.
tackle, you have to be able to pass block. So if he could take that
Facts.
next step forward, I think the sky's the limit for the offensive line.
Yeah. And you know, and like you said, and that's Bryce's blind side. So hey, you know,
Gotta,
but and
gotta
I
keep
will
that.
say this. There is in my opinion, there's one person on on this offensive line who is quite often overlooked.
Damian
In my
Lewis.
humble opinion, Damian Lewis.
Yeah, bro.
Damian Lewis is a beast.
Yeah,
If
he
you
is.
ask me, in my personal opinion, if you ask me, and I say who played better between Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis last year, give me Damian Lewis all day, every day.
Hey,
Okay,
I don't knock
Damian
it.
Lewis was a fool. He
Yeah.
was a fool, and I'm so glad he's on this team. But like you said, and I agree. If Icky can step up and improve on his pass blocking game, yeah, the Panthers ain't gonna think too long after this season. They're gonna go ahead and
They
lock
gonna
him up.
sign him. Yeah, they gonna throw him
Yeah,
for money.
which
Yeah.
is which is something they should do. You know,
Yeah, I
if he
agree.
comes out like you said, we know his run blocking. You know, you can see it in the stats. All right, you can see it when he goes out there pushing people 4 or 5 yards down the field. Okay, but yeah, but if he can step up his pass game, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna get signed.
Hmm.
Definitely gonna get signed. Hey, and real quick, man, thank you to my homeboy, Miss Hunky Dory, for the 20 gifted memberships. Man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Miss Hunky Dory. And everybody here that has been gifted a membership, hey, you know, when it comes time next month, if you feel like renewing, I greatly appreciate it. But welcome to the front office for at least a month. And thank you, Mr. Hunky Dory, for doing that for me. I greatly appreciate you. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. But yeah, and even like Chandler Zavala. I would say Chandler Zavala improved last year off of his rookie year. You know, he didn't look like like one plus two equals three, his rookie season. But he seemed to get it together in the little bit of time that he played. Like he didn't play much, but he definitely looked good in the last game versus the Falcons. And I know everybody gonna be like, it's the Falcons. And let me tell you, for everybody out there that come up with this sad, the Falcons gave up because they figured that they found out that Tampa had won and they were out of the playoffs. Man, miss me with that mess. Miss me with that mess. All right, it's the NFL. Them guys ain't gonna quit just like that. But I digress. Okay, so this is our offensive line, as Nick said, definitely the strength of our offense this last year and more so going into this year as well. Okay.
For sure.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Wide receiver. Okay.
Oh man, this is
If there,
this gets this
hey,
these these debates get nasty on Panthers
man.
channels, bro. Woo.
Oh my goodness. Yo, on Twitter. Oh
Yeah,
man, let me tell you, it's like F David Moore, F Hunter Renfro. I'm like, yo, like, bruh. Like, come on.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude. Okay, but wide receivers. Okay, let me run through them real quick. You got our 8th overall pick, Ted McMillan. 32nd pick from last year, Xavier Leggett. Our highly cherished veteran, Adam Thielen. Okay, undrafted free agent last year. We have Mr. Jalen Coker, David Moore, who came over from the Buccaneers last year. Hunter Renfro, who signed from the Raiders. As you know, that he had a condition that he was battling with for the last few years. He is over that, as he said. So, he's back close to home. He's a Myrtle Beach native. So, he's a few hours from his house, from where he grew up at. And then we have what looks to be an exciting rookie in Jimmy Horn Jr. out of Colorado. Okay. Also we have Dan
Chisena.
Chisena. I thought, yeah, Chisena. He's been on the roster for a couple years, if I'm not mistaken. Kobe Hudson, Jacoby George, TJ Luther, and I want to say Bryson Tremaine, if is his name. I forgot. Hold on. Let me look it up, because I do not want to do that man a disservice and say his name wrong. Let me see here. Yeah, Bryson Tremaine. I actually had it right. Look at that.
I didn't even
Okay.
know him.
Shoot, I didn't know him neither. I didn't know him neither. I knew everybody else on here except for him. When I was putting the slides together, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, and Nakari. Oh, and you know what? And Nakari is in the back. I'm sorry. What's up, man? How you doing? And I was gonna
What's
tell
up,
you real
man?
quick, Nakari. My issue with doing these slides is, okay, so if you saw this last year, when I put the pictures on here, these are the official pictures from the Panthers website. So this year it looks like they have zoomed in on everybody. That's why everybody's whole head is taking up, most of the frame right here. And it's crazy because in years past, you'll see the head and you'll see the top of their shoulder pads, and there's plenty of room in the picture. But yeah, not this year. And I was like, dang, I said the Panthers doing this just because of people like me or whatever. But now I went to a couple of other teams' websites and I said, oh, maybe this is an NFL thing. I said, okay, never mind. I said, I'm sorry, Carolina. I apologize. But yeah, so Nakari, I'll let you go first, then Nick, and I'll give my opinion. What do y'all think about the wide receiver room and what the Panthers are going to do with them?
Not a single small head in our wide receiver room. Everybody got a huge head. But top 2 rows, I think we keep 7. I think we keep all of them. And I think we'll
Okay.
take away from another position group. But I just, they love David Moore. Hunter Renfro, what he was before, if they believe that he can, even get close to that, I don't see them letting him go. We love Jalen Coker, and they're convicted on Jimmy Horn. I don't see them cutting any of those guys.
Okay, gotcha. Nick, what you think?
I think it's really gonna come. This is so tough for me, fellas, because it's like, how many wide receivers will we carry? That's the question. Nakari says 7. I don't think we carry 7. I think we carry 6 going into the season. If we carry 7, then like Nakari said, we're gonna have to. I mean, with the whole emergency quarterback thing now, you could have 2 quarterbacks on the depth chart and have that emergency guy. So essentially, you have that extra roster spot. Do the Panthers add a receiver, into that situation? Time will tell. But it's real tough for me because I feel like those top 3 guys are locks. I think Coker's a lock. Jimmy Horn has to be a lock because he may not see as much burn as far as receiving, but he's our punt returner. So he's clearly taking up a wide receiver spot. So there's 5.
Yeah.
Moore and Renfro, I think, are going to slug it out for that 6th spot. And then as far as the other guys, they might be practice squad guys, but this is all around. It's been a while since I've seen a wide receiver room this talented and depth wise in our organization for a while, to be honest.
So thankful for
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're young,
But
bro. They're all young. A lot of
yes,
them are young besides Thielen.
yeah. Yep. I was saying David Moore is not really that, quote unquote old. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
20, I don't
But
think 28, 29 is old.
mm,
A lot of guys are
yeah,
hitting their
man.
prime at that age.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Nick.
if that's the case, I'm about to turn to dust. So
Yeah,
we'll
I hear
see.
you, bro. Damn, right?
If one person gets cut, I think it's David Moore. I
I think
think
so
he's
too.
the most expendable.
Yeah. Because
Hey,
I feel
you.
like he was more valuable last year, fellas, because we needed
Mm,
him
Mm-hmm.
because he was very familiar with Canales. Now these guys, Thielen, Coker, Leggett, these guys all know the system now. So, Thielen could be that mentor to everyone now. He got the scheme and and everything down packed. So David
mm-hmm.
Moore might
Mm-hmm.
end up being that that cut.
Yeah.
The
Well,
way I
I did see on X where they were like David Moore is, quote unquote, a glue guy. He
yeah,
said he only wants to play for Dave Canales. So I don't think
Mm.
I don't think I think it's too early to be like, okay, well, Moore is going to be the definite one, to get
yeah,
cut. To be quite honest with you, I think that if Hunter Renfro goes out there and balls out in training camp, preseason games, and he shows everything that they need to see for us his health. And if you go back and look at Hunter Renfro's tape, I mean, like you see him, he's going down Route 66, he's making the left, and his defender is making the right and going wherever. And my man just going. I mean, he's breaking ankles,
Yeah.
turning them around,
mm-hmm.
everything. If that Hunter Renfro can show up in the preseason and in training camp, I think it's a chance we might keep 7. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, start of last year, we only kept 5. We had Deontay Johnson, Leggett, Thielen, Moore, and Mingo. And this is from our last, so this was on 9-2. But
Don't
then
say that word
again,
no more.
yeah, I know, I know. But then again, Coker was brought back to the roster start of season last year as well. But then later on in the season, the Panthers kept 6 wide receivers. So we'll see. Now, again, I think it depends on, who would they want to cut, what other position they would want to cut back to potentially keep, a 7th wide receiver. But you got to think about it, okay? If Hunter Renfro comes out there and looks good and the Panthers cut him, somebody else is going to pick him up. So that's gone. He's gone. Okay.
Mhm.
I think the same thing with David Moore. Or if is it a sense that David Moore really don't want to play with nobody but Dave Canales. I don't know if it's a situation where it's like, okay, well, cool. Well, they cut me. I'll just sit around and wait until they need me. I don't think that's going to happen either. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So if both of them come out there and look really good, in training camp preseason, especially Hunter Renfro, there might be a chance that they keep 7. I don't know. I don't know.
I
So we'll
see it.
see.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Oh, I got you, Mr. Hunky Dory. Pyro Master said, I got Kobe Hudson making the team. Okay.
Oh,
And you know what? And the crazy thing
You
was
got some good
Kobe
hot
Hudson.
take.
rocks.
That's a hot take. Hot take.
Let me tell you, hey,
Hot
Kobe
take.
Hudson was a player that a lot of people were drafting, in the shit 3rd, 4th round of a mock drafts. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think he was one of those people that they didn't expect to fall all the way out of the draft. So we'll see. We'll definitely see.
It ain't
PPP.
happening.
He said taco meat back. What's good?
Damn, PPP.
What's up, Prime? How you doing, buddy? Oh, they said we gotta bleep out the word Mingo from now. Oh yeah, my bad, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
I agree.
Said
I
we will
definitely
keep
agree with
7.
you, CJ. Renfro's gonna have,
Mm,
and I feel like he's gonna get a lot of play in the preseason, right?
mm,
Mhm.
Thielen don't got to play in the preseason, as far as I'm
yeah.
concerned. I don't feel the need to see him for one snap in the preseason. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Renfro's gonna get a lot of burn in the preseason. We're gonna see what's up with him for sure. He definitely has to, prove he belongs.
And you know what? And speaking of preseason, there was a lot of talk last year that Bryce didn't get enough playing time in the preseason. Do you think it's this way again this year, where we don't see him that much? Where it's now with the wide receivers here, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't see Now you're gonna see Ted McMillan. Okay, he might be
Mhm.
out there for a series or two. Leggett, probably not Thielen. Some of the other guys. But do you want to see the starters play a little bit more this year in the preseason than they did last year, or do you think that it's whatever?
I think as far as Bryce, I don't think we need to see that much. I think it's going to be standard in regards that first week of preseason, a lot of the starters don't play. I think week 2 of preseason now is the week where starters tend to play because now it's 3 weeks, right? They took out a week of preseason,
Yeah.
right? It's only three
Mm-hmm.
games. Yeah, so you're gonna get that one week where the starters may play, the first quarter, maybe the first half. But
Yeah.
it's different now. When we were accustomed to 4 weeks of preseason, it was like the first 2 weeks the starters didn't play at all, and then it was the third
Mm-hmm.
week that was the week where the starters played the majority, and then the fourth week was kind of like you play your fringe 53-man
Mm-hmm.
roster guys to see what you got. So, but now with the
And there was
last,
cuts every week.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like it all comes all in one shot. So it's
Yeah.
like it's gonna be different. It's gonna be, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of, it's gonna be different to see how the Panthers approach it. When they want to play their starters. Are they going to play their
Yeah.
starters when their opposing team is going to play their starters to get a better gauge on the players? We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
If I'm not
Jay Issue
mistaken,
said get rid of more. What's up, Jay Issue? Go ahead, Nakar.
I think I remember an interview where Dave was like, he would do some things in the preseason differently. I can't remember
Mm,
who asked him about that, but I'm pretty sure he said that. So I think we will see a little bit more of the starters.
okay. All right, cool. Let me see. Native said Bryce just got one quarter, mostly with second row. I got you. I got you. I got you. Let me see. Problem said treat him how the team treats Jordan Matthews. Why? Well, let me say, boy, Jordan Matthews on the team, off the team, on the team, off the team, and yeah, he ain't nowhere near the team right now. So I don't know if he did he sign with somebody else. He probably signed with Buffalo or something.
Last time I saw him, he was on a podcast.
Oh, well, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but hey. All right. So it's our wide receiver core here. And like I said, last year they kept 5. Okay. I do believe at minimum they'll keep 6 this year. And there's definitely going to be a battle for that last spot. And who was it? Pyro Master said they're going to Kobe Hudson is going to make the team. And it's kind of crazy because I thought it would be George or Hudson, would be one of those guys battling for that spot, and then they bring in Renfro. Or do I have that wrong? Did they bring in Renfro before the draft? I might have had that wrong, but y'all know me.
It
I'm
kind of
not.
all happened around the same time. But in my opinion, Dan Chisena got a better chance of making the team than Hudson because he's like a special team ace, runs a
Mm,
4.0 40.
Yeah,
And
that boy could run.
yeah,
He
mm,
fast.
okay.
so
Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. Nader, perfect timing because the next slide is the running backs. Okay. Do you think we
Oh,
keep
PPP,
Raheem
PPP,
Blackshear?
PPP needs to exit the chat. Exit this real quick. Come back in about 3 minutes. I don't.
Hey, let me tell you,
PPP, X out for 3 minutes. Come back.
do we keep Raheem Blackshear? I hate to say
No.
it,
we
no,
keeping
man.
3.
Yeah.
Blackshear is
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. Yeah, let me see. Blackshear, Bailey, and Lynch Adams are gone, man.
Who
PPP
are
is
They
they?
currently
out of
saying, "You stop that, Nick. You stop that."
there. Yo, yeah, man. Let me tell you, Black, and it's crazy because it's another one of the signings. I was like, dang, I did not think they were gonna bring Black. Well, okay, when they brought Blackshear back, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then we draft ETN. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay, because if you look at all the depth charts they have now, Blackshear is behind Hubbard, Dowdle, and ETN. Even in the kick and punt return games, let me see, he is behind.
Jimmy Horn and
ETN.
and ETN.
Oh, hold on, I got my date wrong on here. Let me go back to 7-1. Okay, yes. So Blackshear is third on the kick return depth kick return position and punt return on the depth chart. He's third behind Jimmy Horn and Trevor Etienne. Okay, so yeah, man, I don't see it. I don't see Blackshear coming back. But by running back room as a whole, I'm more than ecstatic for it this year. You got Chuba coming back. He got his contract last year. We got Rico Dowdle. Mind you, I feel like Rico Dowdle is just kind of a 1 year holdover. Still baffles me why Dallas got rid of him. Why they let him go?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
still
Me too.
baffled at that one.
Me too. For one
Still
year, three
baffled.
million, but we'll take it.
Yeah, and he's got some incentives. I don't know if it's roster bonus, workout bonus, or whatever, but he's got some incentives that he can make in his contract. But I'm very happy to see what the mind of Dave Canales is going to be able to do. With Hubbard and Dowdle. I would love to see some formations with both of them in the backfield. And see what we can do there. Now, mind you, I always talk trash about Chuba Hubbard catching the ball out of the backfield when he first started, but he's definitely gotten a lot better. Now mind you, I think Rico is a better receiver out of the backfield than Chuba, but I wouldn't put Chuba too far back. If you go back and look at clips from last year, go back and look at the Raiders game. Let me tell you, Chuba was catching passes left and right in that Raiders game, and getting downfield. So I think we got a great duo. Dare I say, probably one of the best duos in the NFL. You know what I mean? And I was kind of being reserved, and I was like, well, think about the NFC South. I would say that the only duo in the NFC South that might could challenge these two. Now, mind you, these two are just kind of on paper now because they haven't played together yet. Would be Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. But man, let me tell you, I think if they play their cards right, we can do something this year with these two. But with you got Jonathan Brooks coming back. You drafted Trevor Etienne here, so I think the likelihood that Rico comes back after this year is very low. What you guys think?
I agree on Rico. I think ETN was the insurance pickup.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to if Dowdle does go down, we only signed Dowdle to a 1 year contract because I feel like that's just gonna be you're basically replacing Dowdle with Jonathan Brooks next year, and that's gonna be our three running backs. I mean, I'm pretty confident our three running backs this year are Hubbard, Dowdle, and ETN, and our three running backs next year will be Hubbard, Brooks, and ETN. Um, yeah, I don't see a situation where Blackshear or any of these other guys make the roster, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now,
Same.
now, Blackshear will probably be on the practice squad though. Somebody else don't pick
Yeah,
him up, but was get shit Black. Where he gonna end up at? Buffalo. Where most of
probably.
our
Nah,
people
it's gonna be
at
the
Buffalo.
Giants. The
Oh, really?
Giants, they're starting to do the Buffalo thing. They want to be Carolina
Mm,
Panthers
North.
Northeast,
Okay,
just
got you,
like they
got you,
took
got you.
ISM.
Oh, they did, they did. Okay, I forgot
The
about
thing,
that.
I'm doing some quick math on this, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
53 man roster.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to carry 9 offensive linemen.
Okay,
If we carry 7 receivers, that's 16. 3 tight ends makes that 19. 3 running backs makes that 22. 2 quarterbacks makes it 24. And now you have your 3 special teams. You have your kicker, your punter, and your long snapper. So there's your 27. Now you got 26 to fill out the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a situation where the Panthers are like, we want to carry 27 players on defense and 26 on offense, or vice versa? You know what I mean? That one extra player, man, it really makes a difference, bro. Like that six
Yeah.
or seven wide receiver decision is really that's going to be the main decision. I feel like the team when the roster time comes.
Yeah, because you think about offense. Now they kept 10 offensive linemen last year. They
10,
had
like, right? I was
Christensen,
just thinking that.
Zavala,
Yep.
Christensen, Zavala, Andrew Graham, Jared Kingston, and Josh Snyman. Now, mind you, you have Christensen, Cade Mays, and Austin Corbett, who can all play center and guard. You have
Mhm.
Brady Christensen who can play center, guard, and tackle. So
Oh
do
boy.
they cut one or two of those linemen back, to be able to say keep another wide receiver, say we end up with 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the adjustability
Yep.
is there for the roster if they want to go that way, or do they keep with how they've been doing things? You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we'll see. We'll see. But all right. So Chuba, Rico, and Trevor. And sorry everybody else, you are out of here. All right. All right, let's go to the tight ends. And the crazy thing is that I forgot about the Pierre dude at the bottom. Just so happened I went back and looked at the depth chart one more time, and I was like, well, damn! I said, who is this dude? And I went to the Panther site, and I said, oh, he is on there. He is a tight end. All right. So we have Jatavian Sanders, who, barring any crazy thing happens, got to be tight end 1. I love Tommy Tremble to death. Love Tommy Tremble to death, but I put Sanders as tight end 1 and Trimble is tight end 2. Then you have Mitchell Evans, who we drafted out of Notre Dame, Dominic Daphne, James Mitchell, and I forgot my man's first name, Pierre. Okay. Now for the
Yo,
last
Pierre,
2
you want to
years,
come out here, Pierre?
for the last 2 years, the Panthers have kept 4 tight ends on the 53-man roster.
It's not
Okay.
happening.
I had to go back a few years to see where they only kept 3. Okay. But what do y'all think about what do y'all think about, well, Sanders, Trimble, Evans? I think are locks.
That's our
Okay.
3, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah. Do
3.
y'all think we're gonna keep any more or what? Y'all let me know.
It's weird because is Tremble gonna be? I know he had that back surgery. Is he gonna be okay by week 1?
He gonna be on
I think
pup.
he's supposed to be ready for the regular season.
Okay, if he's ready for the regular season, then 3 it is.
And Jonathan Brooks was supposed to be ready for training camp. He gonna be on pup.
Okay. Hold on, which you talking about last year? Definitely
Yeah,
not this year.
last year, of course.
Okay. I was about to say
I'm
no,
just
definitely
saying
not this year.
they be lying. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Going back to the running backs, Nader said if Dowdle has 1,000 yards, do you think we sign him next year? No.
No,
If he has
because he ain't gonna get
1,000 yards,
1,000.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? If he has 1,000 yards, he gone, dog. He's out. Let me tell
My
you,
thing is
somebody's
this: if Dowdle gets 1,000 yards rushing, that means Chuba got hurt. That's the way I look at it. He's not gonna get 1,000 yards if Chuba
Nah,
plays in 17 games.
hey,
I mean we had Williams and Stewart.
double trouble, baby. Double trouble. Can this be the reiteration of double trouble? I have named them Chico. Okay, you got Chuba and Rico. I'm gonna call him Chico.
I like that. I like that. I'm gonna take that, CJ. I
Hey, go
like
ahead,
that.
man. I'm gonna call him
That's a good
Chico.
one.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I would love for both of them to have 1,000 yards. That would be dope.
If
But
both of them get
but yeah,
1,000, we gonna be a tough team to beat. I'll tell you that much,
we
CJ.
we are. But I tell you what though, if both of them get 1,000, yeah, let me tell you,
You might as
if the
well lock
Panthers
in the
keep
playoffs.
the Panthers keep both of them, I would be surprised if Rico gets 1,000 and say Chuba doesn't. I say Rico gone. Somebody's gonna come in here and offer him one hell of a deal, and he gonna be out. Which I mean, I can't blame him. I can't blame him not one bit, not a bit.
It's gonna
Okay,
be
but
Chuba, Trevor, and Jonathan for the foreseeable future.
Yo, Mr.
Yeah.
Hunky Dory's silly for that comment, bro. He
What
said
do you
Sanders
say?
Trimble is like a Neapolitan. Oh, snap.
Oh my God, yo, I can always count on Mr. Hunky Dory, but you
Oh,
are a
man.
fool. All right, bet. Okay, but so the only question I think we have here is, do they keep 3 or 4 tight ends? Like I said, for the past 2 years, they've kept 4. I had to go back a few years to see the last time they did it, so we'll see. We'll see. And the thing is, I think Trimble will be ready for the regular season, but I have not heard or have that confirmed, so we shall see on that as well. All right. All right, let's move on. All right, okay, we on the defense now, fellas. We in we in the trenches now, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is who I think is going to start. We got Brown, and Wharton. Okay, I've seen a lot of depth charts where they had Ashawn Robinson and then maybe Wharton behind them. I don't think that's gonna happen. You don't pay that man 3 years, 50-something million dollars to come in and be behind Ashawn Robinson. No disrespect to Ashawn Robinson at all. I think he played great for us, and I'm glad he's still on the team. But you know, um, I like I love the what we got in the trenches now. And again, it's all on paper, okay. But you see what Wharton can do. You seen it when he played us last year. You go back and look at Bobby Brown's tape. He does something that nobody was doing for the Panthers last year. He eats up double teams. You know, now behind them, okay, now they kept 5 defensive linemen last year. So we'll see if that changes or not. So you got Brown, and Wharton. Um, you know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I had to laugh. I had a had a thought right there that I'm not gonna say. But you got LeBron Ray, Shy Tuttle, Ashawn Robinson, and you got Cam Jackson. Okay, so if they keep 5 this year, you would have to think that Cam Jackson is going to be one of those 5, to back up Bobby Brown. You would think that they keep Ashawn Robinson. So that means you might have, hey, as much as I've been advocating for him, it's a shot that Shy Tuttle might not make the roster.
Yeah,
And you got
Crumedy was a
LeBron
6th-round pick 2 years ago.
and hasn't played, but
Yeah,
a couple games. He was hurt his whole rookie year, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. He
yeah.
played a little bit last year, but this might be the last we see of him, Tuttle, LeBron Ray, and whoever this Harrison Hunt cat is. I don't even know who the hell he is. But what you guys think about our defensive line here?
I agree with you. I think you got
Okay.
it right.
I
All
think
right,
we carry
appreciate
more
it.
than 5.
Okay.
And the reason why I think that is because what kept being a recurring theme listening to Dan Morgan's off-season uh, interviews is he always kept bringing up the Eagles. Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, Eagles were able to sub guys in and out. And with
Mm.
that, you're going to need bodies. So I think
Yeah.
those top 3 are locks. Ashawn's a
Mm-hmm.
lock. Cam Jackson's a lock. The only 2 things, it's like, Shy Tuttle, don't get me wrong, I would cut him too, but it's like, I'm looking at it from the business because it's more than just the football aspect. There's the business side of it too, right?
That man
Shai
took a pay
Tuttle's
cut to stay
he's
here.
restructured his contract for the benefit of the organization, not once but twice.
Mm-hmm.
So him doing that, I see a loyalty that the Panthers need to have to this man. How are they going to cut him if he took a pay cut for the benefit of the franchise twice? You know what I mean? It's like that's a bad look if we cut him. You know
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
that
I
players would
also
look at
think
at the organization like, oh man, they don't treat their guys with respect. They don't respect loyalty. Like that's not a good look, in my opinion. That's the way I may be wrong, but that's the way I view it. You know what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
feel you. I
I
feel
feel
you.
like he'll also be better in his natural position. Cause like he made like 2 plays. I remember him like causing a fumble or something in the red zone.
Mm-hmm. Goal line stand in one one
Yeah.
one possession.
See,
I forgot what
like,
game it was.
as long as we
But
don't put him at nose, I feel like
thank
we
you.
might get some value.
Thank you. And I said this, and again, I say it before, and Jay Issue says, Toto wasn't anyone when we picked him up, and he for sure got his feet up at the beach while collecting the check. Now, I definitely agree that he hasn't done much since he's been here, but I think I will say this until, Dave Canales or who one of them coaches talk to me face to face and tell me I'm absolutely wrong. They got him in and they got him playing nose tackle, which I don't think they should have done. Okay. I think if you put him backing up Derek Brown or Turk Wharton, you might see something different from Shy Tuttle. And I say might. Okay. I say might. I don't know. But then in the same sense, shit, he might not make the roster. So we'll see. We'll see. I definitely get what you're saying, Nick. Like you said, this man has restructured his contract twice, took a pay cut this past off season to stay with the team.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's something where he just enjoys being here. If I'm not mistaken, where is Shy Toto from? Is he from North Carolina?
He from Carolina.
Okay. Shit,
Maybe he
maybe
just want to
that's
end
it.
his he want to end his he want to end his career at home. I feel him.
I don't know. But the one thing I will say is this is that I do like, okay, I like the fact that they went out and drafted another nose tackle, okay, because they obviously saw that that was a position where we were getting just, run through last year, okay. You got Turk Wharton in here. The only thing I would say is, LeBron Ray coming back. I guess they have confidence, in him. The only thing with this is I love the three at the top. Cam Jackson, Robinson, but let's just hope for a healthy season. Let's just hope for a
Mhm.
healthy season because my God, if one of these the Brown brothers here or somebody gets hurt, it's gonna be another rough time on the D line. Yeah, let me just
Hey,
say
my
that.
thing is this, CJ. I would love to see a situation because Tershawn Wharton is so versatile. I could see a situation where he could be lined up as an outside backer, and you
Mm-hmm.
have Cam Jackson, Derek Brown, and Bobby Brown on the D line. Good
I'm telling
luck.
you,
Good
I'm
luck
telling
trying
you,
to run on that. That's 1,000 pounds between those three.
telling
That's
you,
some
man. Hey,
big men up there. Good
Turk
luck trying
Turk
to run on
Wharton
that.
Turk Wharton lined up at nose tackle. He lined up at daggone on both
Three
end spots.
technique, yep.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him line up at the as edge rusher, but I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past Evero for trying it. So
Yeah.
we'll see, we'll see,
Everett trying to save his job.
man. Rock Jones, thank you for coming to new member, man. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Didn't we
Hey,
get a new medical staff?
we did. I think they fired the entire medical staff, training staff.
Good.
I might be wrong, but they did make some major changes. Excuse me, to that because you got to think about it. They were like, okay, so we got all these people getting hurt. They coming back. They not coming back. They coming back. They getting hurt again. So me personally, I like the way what they did. That they took the situation and they broke it down on multiple levels and was like, hey, let's look at each one of these levels and see what we got to do. And as far as the training staff or whatever they was doing, they found something they didn't like and they made changes. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So let's go ahead. Anybody, either one of y'all got anything else to say about the lineman here? All right. Silence is golden. Let's move on. All right, outside linebackers. Okay, and I got Nic Scourton over there in the picture because he signed yesterday. But we have Pat Jones the second, DJ Wanham, Nic Scourton, Princely Umanmielen, DJ Johnson, Amari Barno, Boogie Basham, Thomas Kuhn, and I forgot my man's name, but in Wansna, whatever his name is. Okay, so this is probably one of the most, let me see what's the word I'm looking for. Going to be one of the most scrutinized player positions on this defense this season because last year we did not get much, from our outside linebackers as far as pressure. Okay, Clowney was good against the run. He showed up from time to time, get pressure on the quarterback. DJ Wanham was kind of, he played 8 games, had 4 sacks. Okay, so he wasn't terrible. When I think now he's questionable right now. So we got to see if he reports to camp and is actually playing come Tuesday. The rookies report tomorrow, then the veterans report Tuesday. But the Panthers went out and drafted Nic Scourton and Princely Umanmielen, who you would think would be the future, the Panthers' future at an outside linebacker spot. What do you guys think about this group?
Take DJ Johnson, take him to
Mhm.
Flowery Branch, drop him off at the Falcons' doorstep, just so Taylor Moton and Ike Aquano can knock him on his ass 2 times a year. That's my only thought. Get DJ Johnson
Okay.
out of here. I don't know why he was ever here.
Okay. Nick, what you got?
My fault. Stepped away real quick.
Oh, you good?
These are the linebackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Outside linebacker.
I think we carry 4, possibly 5.
Okay.
I think Jones, Wanham, and the 2 draftees are locks.
Mhm.
DJ may be a cat. He might be gone. He might not be.
Okay.
Um, I think with I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna say 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with 4.
Okay. Okay.
If we keep 5, it got to be Boogie Basham because that's just an iconic name.
The card said I like the guy's name. You got to keep him. Now they kept 5 last year. We had Clowney, Johnson. Let me
Wanham.
see. Jamie Sheriff, Calevon Chason, and Echo Leota.
I forgot about
Okay,
Chason.
yeah, because Wanham was on the IR to start the season, so he missed the
Yep.
first 4 or 5 games or whatever
8
that was,
games.
or 8
Mhm.
games.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Dom 34, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? But yeah. So if they hold true to form, they keep 5. I think you're going to have Jones, Wanham, Scourton, Umami Ellen, and DJ Johnson. Okay, I think DJ Johnson is going to make it.
CJ, stop
Now
it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying because you think about it.
He's
Amari
great against the
Barno,
run.
what has Amari Barno
What has
done since
DJ
he's
Johnson
been?
done?
Hold on. Wait a
Don't
minute.
speak
Wait a
that
minute. Wait a
evil
minute.
on me, Ricky Bobby.
Wait a minute. I'm All right, Cal Naughton. But you think about, Amari Barno, he's been playing mostly special teams, and not a knock against Barno at all. Okay, not a knock against Barno at all. But Barno, in my opinion, has had his time. Okay. They traded 2 picks to jump up and draft DJ Johnson. I think they're gonna give 1 more year. And like I said, I don't even know if he's gonna be able to show what he can do. But I mean, I had a whole spill about this the other night where I was just like, I don't think he's been able to show exactly what he can do. The situation that he came into, and then last year. But then again, when he got on the field, like Nick said, he plays okay versus the run. But again, another one of those guys where it's just like you don't see much from him, as far as getting to the quarterback. So we'll see. We'll
Dan didn't
see.
like that pick when they made it. And one thing about Dan, he been getting rid of all of the questionable players. Ian Thomas is gone. Eddie Pinero is gone. So I just think it's a matter of time before DJ is out of here.
Okay. Hey, okay. Jay Issue says this is one of our weakest spots on the team, in my opinion. What y'all guys think about that?
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too. It's definitely nowhere near the strongest, but I think we have a lot. Well, not a lot. We have some solid pieces. As far as we know, Jones and Wyndham, they're decent. They're not stars, but they're decent. They're veterans. We don't know what we have in the rookies yet. Hopefully, the rookies come and just perform off the charts. But between those 4, I don't think anyone is bad per se. Just decent and unknown.
Yeah. Now you know what? I never thought about it until this particular comment right here. I'm gonna have to agree with him. I'm gonna have to agree with him because you think about it, and more so not like they're weak as a sense of we know what they're getting, and just we know what we're getting, they're just trash. I think you can say the point one of the weakest so far because we don't know exactly what we're getting. You know what I mean? Scourton and Umami Ellen are rookies. DJ Wanham, is he going to be ready for camp? Is he going to play? Whatever. Pat Jones, from what I've seen from him, I think he's going to be solid. Especially being able to set the edge and in run defense as well. But yeah, I kind of agree somewhat. It's kind of one of those wait and see type of situations. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
only
Like,
reason I'm not saying it isn't because I'm going off what I think Uman Mielen and Scourton bring. I think they're both going to
true.
play well, so that's the only. If they flop, then this could definitely be the worst position group on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got the
yeah.
secondary still being the worst.
Really?
I mean,
Hey,
we
well,
still don't know who's gonna play free safety, even though I like Damani Richardson. We have 2.5 cornerbacks, JC Horn and Chai Smith Wade. I ain't big on Michael Jackson like everybody else. I think he played
I'm not the
decent,
biggest Mike Jack fan either,
but he
Nikari.
got burnt a lot. But he would, come again and make a game winning play. So like,
yeah.
I guess, but I think the secondary if we don't go lineman next year, then secondary is definitely going to be first round draft pick.
Okay, I got you. I got you. All right, cool. JSU always, I'm not so. Also said we're using them as hybrids instead of drafting at a need. Rather ignore the need. Ain't none of them a pro at being a linebacker. Just all around the field is all I see. Okay, I got you. I got you. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's not the case. In my opinion, it's just like, I'm glad that the Panthers went out, and to me, I think they did draft for a need. We need outside rushers. Okay, and that is exactly what Scourton and Mom Yellen are. Highly doubt they're going to be in the game, and you're going to see too many plays where they're dropping back in coverage or anything. These guys are coming after the quarterback. They are rushing the passer, and on those plays, you'll probably see Evero go to his patented 4-2-5. You know what I mean? He loves that formation. You have our base formation 3-4, but then he will go to the 4-2-5 where he have hold on, wait a minute. All right, we got Raheem Blackshear's brother-in-law here, Mr. PPP. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up,
Good,
PPP?
Prime. What's going on?
Oh man, I'm over here at spare time right now, man, for my daughter's birthday. But
Oh,
yeah, I
happy
was
birthday.
listening. Yeah. Her birthday
Happy
party. They
birthday,
over here
bro.
bowling, so I ain't bowling. I'll demolish these kids in bowling. So I'm letting them have they, I'm letting them do their thing. But yeah, all this Blackshear
Here
disrespect
we go. What's up,
is
bro?
absolutely crazy to me. Hold on, right quick.
336, what's going on with you? Rod Jones said Richardson is a star in the making. Okay.
I
All right.
agree. I actually agree with that.
I liked Imani Richardson. I loved him in college. I think he's a great
Mm-hmm.
player. I was shocked he
Yeah.
went undrafted. Shocked
Yeah.
he went
Okay.
undrafted.
All right. Well, we'll wait on PPP to come back. Let's go ahead. Well, we'll move off of the our edge rusher, outside linebackers here. And okay, but if they keep the top five on the screen for me, that's probably who it's going to be. Jones, Wanham, Scourton, Princely, and DJ Johnson.
Bash them.
All right. Okay, and bash them for Nikari. All right. So let's move on to our inside linebackers. Okay. So we have Josie Jewell, Trevin Wallace, Christian Roseboom. Let me see, Jacoby Wyndham.
Jacoby Windman, yep.
Yeah. Windman, thank you.
Who played pretty
Claudius
good ball toward the
Shirellis.
end of the year.
Yeah, he was balling
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yeah, he's one of the people I wanted to say that he was working at Publix and he got the call and he ran down South Boulevard to Mint Street
Didn't he lead
but
the team in tackles like 2 games or something like that?
I don't remember. I know he came in and played was it the Arizona game he was in? I do believe he was in for the Falcons game as well. But then we got what's the man name here?
Claudin.
No, yeah, Claudius Shirellis. I'm trying to think of Martin Scott's first name. And
Bam.
Bam Martin Scott and Mr. Nomuru. Tuivasi. That's his name. Tuivasi Nomuru. Okay. So me personally, to me, the linebacker group, I just hope Josie Jewell can come back and be the Josie Jewell that Evero brought him in to be. If that makes any sense. Trevin Wallace was thrown into the mix last year. I think that the plan was for him to sit for a year, learn behind Jewell and Shaq Thompson. That didn't come into play. Christian Roseboom. I heard somebody say in the chat that the Rams were glad to get rid of him. I've also heard a lot of people say that the Rams, were a lot of Rams fans were mad that they did get rid of him. He had 135 tackles last year. If you the tape that I've
Tackling
seen from
fuel.
him, yeah,
Tackling
but
fuel.
the tape that I've seen, the tape that I've seen from him, when he recognizes the play, he's out. He is gone. He is beelining to whoever has that ball, and he is making he's making a play. Now I think here we kept let me see, we kept one, two, we kept five. Kept five last year. And I think it will probably be Jewel Wallace Roseboom, Shirellis, okay?
Hmm. I agree.
And then I
Gordon's gonna
think
make the
it's
team.
a yeah, and I think it's if they keep five, it's gonna be a battle for that number five spot. Now Wyndham may have the edge right now, maybe, but if I'm not mistaken, my man Namaru here was a beast. Was it Fresno State? I think it was.
Yep, Fresno
Uh
State.
yeah, so we'll see what he can do in training camp and in the preseason. But now I think I didn't make a short about this a little while ago. But out of the guys that you see here, let me ask y'all this: do you think we have that field general? That middle linebacker that's out here making sure that everybody is in the right spot, everybody knows the play, everybody knows their assignments, and everything is straight. You know what I mean? Like, do you see that in any
I
of these
think
guys?
Josie. I think Josie Jewell's that guy. I don't know why Panther fans aren't big on Trevin Wallace.
Me
I
either.
don't
Mm-hmm.
get it because everyone thinks he had a bad season. Do people realize he had a 64.3 coverage grade that ranked in top 15 of linebackers in the whole NFL last year?
He also wore the green dye, and that's not easy to do as a rookie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. Like
true.
I don't understand why people are so like out. I think Trevin Wallace has potential to be a great linebacker in the NFL, and he showed, especially in that Chicago game last year, where his first he had 15 tackles. They were running it and going his way. The Bears were looking at him like, "Oh, that's the weak. That's the guy we got to attack." And he had 15 tackles, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
know, and then you add on to the coverage grade, top 15 for inside linebackers in the NFL. Like for a rookie, what do you want him to be? The best at everything? Like let's be logical right now. Let's be fair.
Okay.
Panthers fans have this thing they do where uh, a few bad plays
Oh, and
defines
you're
the whole
trash.
season.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you're trash.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I think this is the group where the UDFAs are gonna really show out, and I think the bottom two replace anyone in the top, the mid three, not the top three, the mid three. I really think Bam and Nomura, I think they're gonna show out.
Okay. All right, bet. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. But now I will say this. Was it easy for any one of these guys? It was Josie Jewell, Trevin Wallace. Last year, one. Shaq Thompson was hurt. He was gone for the season. But this defense was in such disarray. From front to back. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it was like, could either one of these guys really be out there and, get everything together, get everybody together? Because, like I said, communication was definitely a problem all over this defense last year. And I would say from front to back, especially in the secondary,
Mhm.
especially in the secondary. There were plays last year, like y'all guys saying about, Trevor Wallace being a rookie. That's what I'm saying. You can pin a lot of his struggles, on him being a rookie. And, and for some people you can, some people were like, nah, he out there, he playing, he gotta play. I've seen plays where Wallace definitely made the wrong read. I've seen plays where, especially in that zone, where Trevor Wallace was put in a position where he had to pick between, well, crap, it's two people, one guy over this way, one guy over that way. Like, which one am I going to take? And he has to make a choice. He makes a choice, and then, well, the other guy is left open, but it wasn't necessarily his fault because somebody else wasn't where they were supposed to be. So we'll see. We'll see. But definitely expecting Wallace to have I would say a big improvement from last year to this year. He's got a season under his belt. He's got the experience, he's got the tape to go back and look at. So we have Josie Jewell. If Josie Jewell can stay healthy, I think he'll be fine. I think the X factor in here is going to be Rose Boom. Now mind you, if we can get these three to stay healthy the whole season, and Evero can come up with some some kind of special packages, especially for Rose Boom, because like I said, when my man diagnoses a play, he's out. He has pretty good speed running to the sideline, trying to get the backside of the backfield or whatever, screen passes, all that good stuff. So we'll have to see.
The
But
thing is, when you run that 4-2-5, you're expecting your two linebackers. They got to run. They got to be able to run, and they got to be able to be both well in the run and pass game. We're looking at a situation where it's kind of yin and yang. Like Roseboom is great against the run, not good against the pass. Trevin Wallace is meh against the run, but he's pretty solid against the pass. So we're gonna have to see how it meshes together.
J issue. Come on, man.
Yeah, Ian Thomas was trash, and Rock Jones, Kuechly, Beeson, and Morgan were all first rounders, bro. Like those
Yeah.
guys were first round picks. They were drafted to make an impact right away. Trevin Wallace was drafted in the middle of the third round, and most people, and by most people's um they thought Trevin Wallace was a reach. A lot of people thought he was going to be a third day. He was going to go in the third day of the draft, which means 4th to 7th round. But Dan Morgan clearly saw something in him, so we got to give the kid a chance, man.
I mean, I'm gonna trust Dan Morgan in his judgment of linebackers.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me
yeah,
too.
true. Hey,
He
and
sees
Jay
something in the
issue,
kid.
Ian Thomas, man, I just put it like this: he had moments. You know,
All right,
he
CJ.
had no. I'm not okay. You be quiet in the car. You leave me alone. This is my damn show. No, I'm stop. But you know, he had a few moments here and there, but the Panthers moving on from him, I was not upset about it whatsoever. You know, it just, to me, it felt like sometimes Ian Thomas was just there. You know what I mean? He was in on a play, and it was just like, all right, cool. I was out there. You know, let me go on the next play. That's how I felt about Ian Thomas. Now, you know what he does with the Raiders. Hey, we'll see. More power to him, but yeah, now I'm not crying over Ian Thomas being gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he found a spot at the Raiders cafeteria. So, you know, I hope he does this.
Not the Raiders cafeteria.
Not the
All right,
cafeteria.
Bet. Okay, so those are inside linebackers. All right, let's move
Oh,
on
this
to
is
the
exactly what I
secondary.
wanted to talk about.
Okay, I feel like JS, you said I had to ask to see what kind of fans I'm dealing with. I hope we met your expectations, sir.
I respect it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, secondary. We got our Pro Bowler with his new contract, J.C. Horn. Nakari's favorite other cornerback, Mike Jackson. Shaw Smith away.
I mean, I did like Mike Jackson and Onyx, so you know.
Okay, I got
one of my favorite rappers.
Bro said that sticky fingers.
Wow.
Yo, that's hysterical. He said, I'm gonna knock you out with that brick crack hit you with. Knock your fucking eye straight.
Yo. Oh, Nakari, you wild. I gotta clip that as soon as we finish. I gotta clip this, man. Okay, so we got Mike Jackson and Shaw Smith Wade. I like our two starting outside cornerbacks. I like Shaw Smith Wade as a nickel cornerback, and Shaw Smith Wade was definitely impressing people during OTAs and in minicamp. Okay, my issue with the secondary is going to be the depth. Okay. Because if there's injuries to any of these guys, now Shamar Bartholomew, if I'm not mistaken, he came from the Jets. I think he's somebody that they really like. Okay, we'll have to see what's going on the field. You got Caleb Evans, MJ Devonshire, and the three at the bottom, Mike Reed, Thornton, and Broughton. If I'm not mistaken, they're all undrafted free agents. Okay. So I would definitely I would definitely love to see them bring in somebody else during training camp, because there are there are a good bit of free agent cornerbacks out there who still haven't been signed.
Man,
That
go
they can
get
bring in.
Asante Samuel Jr. Go get him.
Hey man,
Yeah.
we got a Michael Jackson, a Prince, and a Bobby Brown. Look at us. Look at
We damn
us.
sure do. Hey, I mean,
Look
we're
at
gonna have a good
us.
season then. Hey, Jay, she said this room right here, I pray Horn have another healthy season. Under him is top 4 string talent. Well, you know what? Okay, I do like Mike Jackson. I said this last year, and I was kind of joking with Doug, but I was serious at the same time. Like Mike Jack is cool, just make sure you have a safety over the top of him. But you
Mhm.
seeing a lot of plays where it looks like Mike Jackson was expecting somebody to be at a certain spot, and they weren't. Okay, and then Mike Jackson catches all the flack for said specific play or whatnot. So I always say that kind of picking, but serious, in the same breath. But still, me personally, it's just the depth. I like Horn, I like Jackson, I like Smith Way, but I would be happy if they brought in another veteran cornerback. I mean, and I was just about to say, even if they brought back Stephon Gilmore, okay, I would be happy with that.
But
I
does
swear
he
I
want
would.
to be here? It kind of feel like
He
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 chasing a
does.
ring.
He absolutely does not. He does not want to be here at all. Not in
Yeah.
the league. Hey, great dude though. He's a really good dude. I never forget. We went to Vegas one year when they were doing the Pro Bowl out there. And lo and behold, who do I look up and see getting on the same plane as me and my wife was Stephon Gilmore. And it's funny because he sat next to my wife. They were trying to get his family situated, and there was an empty seat next to my wife, and he came there and sat down there for a second. And and I ain't gonna lie, let me tell you, I froze up like a mug. I was like, and I'm sitting, I'm doing this, I'm kind of looking, and Janelle's looking at me, and I'm like, and then she tapped, she said, "Hey, how you doing?" She was like, "My husband here is a big fan." I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, I couldn't say a damn thing, which is crazy. But yeah, he's a good dude. And we got to the airport in Vegas, and lo and behold, we get to the elevator, and there's him and his family getting on the elevator with us. So by then, I scrounged up enough nerve to talk to him. And I talked to him for a minute, and not anything major. I just told him, I said, "Hey, like your game, glad you were in Carolina this year, and if everything lines up, I pray that you come back next year." And it didn't line up at all. And
It
but
did
yeah,
not.
now I really don't think he wants to be in Carolina, to be honest with you. Because if he did, he probably would have signed already. Yeah.
So here's
But
my thing on this. Did y'all
go
see
ahead, Nick.
that top 10 cornerback list that the executives put out? Like the executive
Um,
GMs did
Yeah.
and all that?
Horn was like 7 or 8,
He
right?
was 7, right? But here
seven.
here's
Yeah.
here's the silver lining in this. On a lot of those ballots, he was top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes to show the respect JC has around the league from top league executives, because this was
Yeah.
polled through league executives around the league. So granted, a lot of them didn't have him in the top 10,
And
but
that's how
from
he
what I
got
read,
to
a lot of
7.
them had him in the top 3. That's why that's why he ended at 7. So
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people who don't think he's a top 10 corner, and then there's a lot of people who think he's one of the best corners in the league. So
Yeah.
And
I
he
uh,
gonna
did.
show him. He gonna show him.
Yeah. I
'Cause-
did something. I forgot, was it CBS Sports or Sports Illustrated or one of those outlets, and they had him ranked like number 20 something. And I'm like,
yeah, bro, I
nah,
was like,
Disrespect,
player,
bro.
what?
no, hell no. Nah,
Yeah,
what you not about to do is sit here and disrespect my starting cornerback like that. No way. Mm-mm.
yeah.
Ain't no way in hell there are 20 something other cornerbacks in the league better than JC Horn. You get me?
CBS
If
Sports does not like us. They rank us low in everything.
Nah, no, they don't. I swear they don't. They don't. It's quite a few outlets that don't. Yeah, yeah. You're right about that in the car. You absolutely right. Yeah. But what's your thoughts on the cornerback room?
Um, we need a miracle.
Really?
I don't see it. Besides, the top 3 and
Mm-hmm.
maybe Bartholomew because they believe in him. If somebody gets hurt, it's over.
I ain't gonna say it's over, but I will say that it's definitely gonna be a blow. But okay, but I go back to the Giants. I forgot what year it was when they had that dominant front seven. Now I can't speak names on who was all in their secondary. Okay, I really don't know remember any of them at all.
Mhm.
But if God forbid we do have an injury or two, in the cornerback spot or even the safety spot, if our front seven, linebackers, defensive linemen, the edge rushers, all of
Yeah,
them,
you right.
if they can get their shit together this year and be able to get pressure on the quarterback, get sacks, get the quarterback out of the pocket, get them uncomfortable, throwing the ball too early, having them run, throwing out of bounds, that
Mhm.
will help this secondary out. You know what I mean?
That's true.
A secondary's best friend is a strong front seven. Okay.
You right.
And you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I don't think it's end all be all for the group that we have here. But again, I would definitely like to see the Panthers make another move or two at the cornerback spot. So, that's just my thought on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way easier to cover for 2 or 3 seconds than 4 or 5.
Yeah. Said this is CJ show improve year for his start. Appreciate it. Jay should say he agreed. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the other part of the secondary, which is our safeties. Okay. Now, my feelings are pretty much the same with the safeties that they are with the cornerbacks. All right. Trayvon Morig brought in from the Raiders. Okay. Excellent run defense, in the box safety. We went to the PSL event, the Chalk Talk. Ejiro Evero, from his mouth, said that you can expect to see Morig all over the field and possibly playing, linebacker slash big nickel. Okay, so they do have plans for him. Damani Richardson got his time to start last year. He played pretty damn good. Okay. Now, we drafted Lathan Ransom, the safety out of Ohio State, which to me, he's kind of like a mirror of Trayvon Morig. And if you
Mhm.
look at this picture here, I mean, they damn sure look about the same. All you got to do is cut Ransom's hair off. They look damn near like brothers. You know what I mean? But I read something where they said you can expect to see Lathan Ransom all over the field as well. So I don't know if they maybe give him a shot at free safety or not. We'll see. Okay. The
I think
one
we're gonna
thing that
see. Oh, good.
mm,
No, I think we're gonna
no go.
see Morik in like the slot playing nickel,
Mm,
and then we'll have Ransom in the box and Richardson as the free. I think they'll have some
mm,
packages like that.
yeah. Okay. Okay. I got you. I like that, Nicole. Now the one thing that worries me though is that dude in the middle cheesing real hard right there.
He's
Nick Scott.
special teams. He will not
I,
touch the field outside of that.
But you got to think about injuries. I mean, and that's what happened last year. We had was it Jordan Fuller that was here? Another Evero guy came in, did not work out. He got hurt, and Nick Scott ended up playing. Okay. Now, mind you, my motto is okay. Yeah, I might talk a little junk about him, but I ain't gonna, not I root against him. If he has to play, damn it, I hope he shows up. But I hope he doesn't have to play. All right. But I would feel a lot better. I would feel a lot better if the Panthers, just like cornerback, would bring in another one of these veterans at safety. And the top on my list is Julian Blackman from the Colts, who played with them last year, who's still unsigned. He came in for a visit, and a man from the Ravens, I can't think of his name, Marcus Williams. He came in for a visit as well, but nothing came about from either one of their visits. But both of them are still unsigned. Okay. Um, and it's just a depth. Now I heard I forgot who was it in the chat that said my man Jack Henderson here. Hold on, let me make sure I got that name right. Hold on one second. Make sure I got that name right. Yeah, Jack Henderson. He was an undrafted free agent. Somebody in the last live said to watch out for him. They really like him. So we'll see. Nick Scott, me personally, I don't think his job is necessarily safe. You know what I mean? If one of these undrafted free agents come in here and bought a la Damani Richardson last year, okay. I think he did make the practice squad, and he got called up if I'm not mistaken. But because we started out with Fuller, uh, Woods, Nick Scott, and no, it might have been Richardson. Richardson might have been on the roster from the jump. Hold on.
I can't remember.
I'm going back and forth on our lads here to see what we had.
I still wish we kept Von Bell.
Oh,
I like
Jamie
him.
Robinson.
Oh.
Jamie Robinson. That's who we had. That's who we had. And then when we let him go, Richardson stepped up. That's right. I forgot all about Jamie Robinson. But yeah, my man in the middle right here, Nic Scott, is the only one that I'm truly concerned over truly concerned for with this safety room. And it's all got to do with, if there's an injury and he has to step up. Hopefully he can step up. But if last year is any foreshadowing to what he's gonna be able to do, no. Yeah, no.
He's smiling the hardest because he know he ain't supposed to be there.
Oh, that's funny. I like that. He's smiling. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man. Yeah, I like the safety room. I like what they did. And yeah, it's just like I said, it's three quarters of it, I'm all for it. It's just that one quarter is making me nervous right now. Making me really, 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 really nervous. Really nervous. But we'll see. Nikari, did you give your spill on them yet?
I don't really have much thoughts about the safety room. I just don't want Nic Scott to touch the field. That's it.
Okay. We can agree. We can definitely agree on that. But again, I will say this: if he does, I pray. I just pray. I pray.
I mean,
to
I
good
ain't
Lord
gonna root
above that he
against
know what
him.
the hell he doing. Yeah, I ain't gonna root against him. I'm just, but damn, it's just one of them players like okay, like Shy Tuttle. Shy Tuttle at least made a few plays last year.
Mhm.
I can't remember Nic Scott. I can't even remember him making a tackle last year. I can't remember him doing any damn thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I feel the same way about Nic Scott as it's gonna be a little deep cut. But remember Tahir Whitehead? Remember him?
Yeah.
Every time he was on the field, something bad happened. That's how I
Yeah.
feel about Nic Scott.
Now somebody asked, Nic Scott is 30 years old, JSU. 30 years old. Okay, hold on, let me see. Jay Hudson. Henderson has a nice highlight reel, good blitzer. Okay, gotcha.
Damn, SC Pace.
He said Nic Scott can't play dead. Wow. Nic Scott can't play dead in a horror movie. Oh, that is bad. Oh my God. Hey, what is it like? Anybody ever seen Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? When the dude who played the Ten Rings in Iron Man, what was that? Iron Man 3, was laying on the ground. The little creature was trying to figure out if he was dead or not. And he popped his head up and he was like, "Hey mate, just go ahead and play dead." Said Nic Scott couldn't even do that. God, oh my. Right, Jones said Richardson needs to excel in coverage this year. Yes, I agree, but I think Damani will be okay. I think Damani will be okay, but we'll see.
I think that's our future starting free safety.
Yeah. So you mean to hear missing missing in the whole white? Oh my God, yo! Let me tell you, man, it's been some rough times. We had some rough players here with the Panthers, and we still got one sitting right there. But hey, he here for now, so we'll see.
Shout out to Pat F line. You wasted my time. Michael Jordan too.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yes. Oh, Pat F line, Michael Jordan, and Irvin. Who was the Irvin dude that was on the line?
I can't even
what was
think
his
of his
first
name.
name? Oh my God. Let me tell you, I ain't gonna lie. Now, that was somebody I did not want to see come to Carolina. And when they got rid of him, I was just like, thank you, God. I ain't never been so ready for two people. Him, not Bruce Irvin. Bruce Irvin was the defensive end. Oh my God. I gotta go back and see who that was. All right, we got Nick back here, but oh God, it was Pat Affline.
Cam
His name
Irvin.
was Cam Irvin.
It's
Thank you, Boston. Thank
Yeah.
you, Boston. Cam Irvin. Let me tell you, I ain't never been so happy to see two players get up out of Carolina in my life. than Pat Eifline and Cam Irvin. Oh my God. Yo, when I tell you them two got they were when the ball was hiked, let me tell you, them two was in the backward C position for the rest of the play. Every damn play. I could not stand either one of them. Oh my God, I could not stand. Jesus. And he said John Miller too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Rock said, let's get into those kickers. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into them in 1 second. Anybody miss Joey Sly? No.
Ball don't slide.
No.
Wide
Had
to the
high hopes
left.
for him, but no. Nah. Cam Falk start Irvin. Yes, exactly. QJ said Mike Remmers need to be jumped by 3 midgets and Billy Goat for letting Von Miller take it.
Hey, nah. That's not even his fault, bro. That's Mike Schuler's fault for leaving him out on an island. What the hell did you expect was gonna happen?
Man, thank you.
Like,
I'm like,
I know Mike Remmers. That's like asking, Dante Exum to guard Kobe Bryant. Like, how's that gonna go? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think's gonna happen leaving Mike Remmers with Von Miller 1-on-1? He's gonna get ate up. That's Mike Schuler's fault.
Yeah, you right.
Caught a mean stray.
Who?
Dante Exum. He's somewhere. He in Australia right now.
What are his chances against Kobe or Jordan or LeBron?
Slim to none.
Dang, Dante didn't got his internet.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get torched.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Yo, said Dante got his internet. Oh my God. Oh, yo. Games one. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the kicker, y'all. The specialist. All right. So, all right, we have Ryan Fitzgerald, Matthew Wright are the 2 kickers. Okay. Wright came from San Francisco. We have Sam Martin, who is the punter. Shout out to Johnny Hecker. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna miss him. I always like Johnny Hecker. But JJ Jansen in his 476 season as a long snapper is back. And right now, all the depth charts that I've seen have ETN and Jimmy Horn Jr. as our starting kick and punt returners, respectively. Okay. What I will say is this. I don't think Wright is going to win this job. It's probably going to be Fitzgerald. He was perfect.
Fitzgerald.
He was perfect last year at Florida State in field goals and extra points. Didn't miss anything. Okay, and actually has a pretty decent leg on him. If I'm hearing correct, we've all you know what, and one more person that I was not mad and I was ready to see get up out of Carolina was Eddie Pinheiro. I had high hopes for. Yeah, I had high hopes. Yeah.
When? Where?
Huh?
When
he first got here.
Where?
When he to be honest with you, let me tell you. To be honest with you, we should have never let Graham Gano go. I know I went going back there. You know, we should have kept Graham Gano. I ain't gonna lie.
We had some of the weirdest. You remember Ryan Santoso?
Yes. Mm-hmm. There was another one. Was he the one? He was really good, but then got hurt a couple games in.
Nah, that was Zach. Man, I don't want to be racist. I can't think of his last name. Sanchez.
Yes. He was right after Graham Gano, and we've had Graham Gano, we've had Joey Sly, oh goodness, Eddie Pinheiro, Jesus, man, we've been through
Gonzalez. Okay.
Zane Gonzalez. That's right.
And I
Zane
was
Gonzalez.
still racist, man.
We've been through the karma ringer as far as kickers. And I will take it back to, them letting them getting rid of Graham Gano when they shouldn't have. That's my thought. That's my thought. But these are the specialists. I think the only real battle here is for the kicker spot, which I don't think that is much of a battle now. I read an article where they were saying that Matthew Wright is kind of, no pun intended, but on the back foot as far as this this kicking competition goes. I think it's Fitzgerald's to lose. So we'll see. We'll see. Any of y'all got anything to say about our specialists here? Any concerns?
No, but I did see an article where someone made a case for the Panthers to bring Eddie Pinheiro back, and I never closed an article so fast.
Mm.
I just don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
Eddie tried getting it back. Excuse me, for poor effort. Yeah, yes he did. Yes he did. Oh, I'm one of the most accurate field goal kickers in the history of the NFL. I don't care, Eddie. I do not care. Nothing you can ever do will make up for that Atlanta game
For
a few
real.
years back. Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That killed our
nothing.
season.
Absolutely nothing. I know DJ Moore took his helmet off. Okay. I know he did. I know that set your point after attempt back. You should have made that. Then you had a damn CJ Henderson finally made a goddamn play. Finally did something. Got the interception, took it back. What the hell you do, Eddie? You missed the damn field goal, bro. No, never.
Eddie
No,
pissed me off.
no.
He would kick a 40-yard field goal, miss it by 20 yards, and then shrug his shoulders. I wanted to drop kick the TV.
I'm telling you, there hasn't been between him and Joey Sly. Let me say, every time they got up there and attempted to put their foot on that ball to kick a field goal, I sat here and I was just like, and I'm like, oh,
Held
okay,
your
all right,
breath.
good. We
You held your breath.
No, I held my breath. I turned to the side. Look, I covered my eyes up like this, going back and forth, bruh. But them two, nah, dog. Lord have mercy. He said he missed so many kicks in good weather. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But like I said, Eddie with me, it goes no further than that Atlanta game. I mean, it was so many. You had PJ Walker with the bomb down to DJ Moore. Then you had Henderson with the pick. Like I said, Henderson finally made a good play, took the pick back. They got a few yards, and you missed the chip shot. So yeah, man. Yep, Eddie P. I'm good on him. Good on him. But yeah,
Feelings
man.
about him.
But that's all I had as far as the roster. I think we do have a couple battles. All right. The biggest one is the wide receiver position. Okay, that's going to be the one that's going to be talked about the most. On here in the media everywhere. We do have a very solid groups, wide receiver group, offensive line. I think our defensive line is solid. I would like to see some additions to the back end and the secondary. Another corner brought in, another safety brought in. But for the most part, I think we have a pretty decent roster. It's just up to them to go out there and, do what they have to do on the field and make it happen there. So, yeah. All right. But Nakari, Nick, I appreciate y'all joining me, man. Y'all got anything y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you letting us on and stuff, bro. It's always great conversations.
Anytime.
Go into Jacksonville, destroy Jacksonville. That's all I want. That's all I want.
I feel that. Y'all be easy.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, JH, appreciate you, Nick. Okay. Well, let me see. What's Bryce Young said Saints getting a second alternate helmet. Where are white and processed blue helmets? I don't know.
They getting a second helmet because they need something to be excited about. I mean, trying to talk yourself into Tyler Shuck is a choice.
Yeah. Hey, look, but hey, they gave that man they guaranteed his whole contract, so he definitely gonna be out there battling for the number one spot. So, we'll see. I just hope we can either, just plant him in the dirt or pick him off 4 times when we play him. So we'll see. I just hope we make him look bad.
Kellen Moore be looking for a job in 2 years.
Well, I mean, hey. Yeah. Let me not sit here and try to give him any credit. You're right, Nakar. You're absolutely right. you are absolutely right. Absolutely. Okay, y'all. Well, let me go ahead and get out of here. And to the 101 of y'all who are watching on I think 3 different platforms. We got Facebook, we got X, we got YouTube. Before you go, make sure you like, make sure you follow, subscribe wherever you at. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for Mr. Hunky Dory for the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you for Rock Jones for becoming a member. I appreciate everything each and every one of y'all do for me. Don't think it goes unseen, unheard. And yeah, and again, I just appreciate all of y'all. And let me see, hold on. Hunky Dory says the propaganda and prescriptions for antidepressants are thick in Saints country. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure they are, man. I'm sure they are. Hey, keep pounding, man. Awesome. I got you. Got you. All right. But as always, Panther Nation. Again, like I said, thank you for all the support. You can catch me on all social media at Armchair GMCJ. Oh, hey, do me a favor, y'all. If y'all haven't, go over there and check out my TikTok page. The only reason I'm saying this is because I put out a few videos here lately over there that I thought were pretty daggone good. You know, I put a couple old school beats to some of them. I got one about the defensive line, one about Bryce, and one about Chuba that I put out yesterday and a few days ago. So y'all go over there and check those out. Tell me what you think, man. Tell me if you like them. I'll be putting some more out here pretty soon as well. Okay. So, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Before I go, Wiley, what's up, dog? How you doing? What's going on with you? Oh, big Wiley from there from Black Cat Panther Podcast, man. How y'all boys doing? All right. But as usual, Panther Nation, I'm going to leave y'all with 3 things. Number 1, y'all be good. Number 2, y'all be safe. And number 3, as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding, man. I'll see you.